These men didn't just lead nations, they wielded power with an iron fist, leaving a trail of devastation in their wake. Their reigns were marked by terror, oppression, and unimaginable cruelty. They were not just leaders, they were architects of nightmares. They shaped hell on earth, turning their countries into landscapes of horror and despair. Their actions led to the suffering of millions, and their legacies are stained with blood. From forced famines to mass executions, these are the 10 deadliest rulers in history, and the haunting legacies they left behind. Their names are synonymous with death and destruction, and their stories serve as grim reminders of the darkest chapters in human history. Chairman Mao, the founding father of modern China, led purges, famines, and forced labor through the Great Leap Forward and Cultural Revolution. He called it progress. History calls it genocide. His policies resulted in the deaths of millions, and his vision of a new China was built on the bones of his own people. Gulags, purges, and starvation under Stalin created a reign of fear. His brutal regime saw the imprisonment and execution of countless individuals, and his policies led to widespread famine and suffering. His collectivization campaign led to the Holodomor, a man-made famine that killed millions in Ukraine alone. This atrocity was a deliberate act of cruelty, designed to crush resistance and consolidate power. He ignited the deadliest war in history and orchestrated the Holocaust. Adolf Hitler's vision of a perfect race led to the systematic extermination of 6 million Jews and millions of others deemed undesirable. Hitler's vision of a perfect race built one of the darkest chapters humanity has ever known. His regime's atrocities are a stark reminder of the depths of human cruelty. In the Congo Free State, Leopold's forces enslaved millions for rubber. His exploitation and brutality led to the deaths and mutilations of countless Congolese. Hands were cut off, children burned alive, all in the name of profit. Leopold's reign of terror in the Congo is one of the most horrific examples of colonial exploitation. In just 4 years, the Khmer Rouge tried to erase Cambodia's past. Pol Pot's regime sought to create a classless society, but instead it led to mass murder and suffering. Anyone with glasses, education, or ties to the West was executed. Intellectuals, professionals, and anyone perceived as a threat were systematically eliminated. 1/3 of the population vanished. The Cambodian genocide left a scar on the nation that is still felt today. Founder of the world's most isolated regime, Kim Il-sung created a cult of personality and a system of prison camps and purges. His totalitarian rule established a legacy of oppression that continues to this day. His legacy still lives on, in chains. The North Korean people remain trapped in a regime of fear and control. As Prime Minister of Japan, Tojo oversaw some of the worst war crimes in history, from the rape of Nanking to the abuse of POWs. Justice came too late. His actions during World War II left a legacy of pain and suffering. Gas attacks, purges, torture chambers. Saddam Hussein's regime was marked by extreme violence and repression. Saddam ruled Iraq with fear, violence, and absolute control, until it all collapsed under fire. His downfall brought an end to a brutal dictatorship, but the scars of his rule remain. Mengistu's Red Terror crushed opposition with public executions and forced relocations. Famine became a weapon, mercy a weakness. His regime's brutality left Ethiopia in turmoil. History calls him a conqueror. Genghis Khan's campaigns of conquest reshaped the world, but they also brought immense destruction. But his campaigns left entire civilizations erased. Cities were razed and populations decimated in his quest for empire. From Baghdad to Beijing, cities were reduced to ashes and populations vanished. The Mongol invasions left a legacy of fear and destruction. Power unchecked becomes death in motion. These rulers exemplify the dangers of absolute power and the catastrophic consequences it can bring. These rulers weren't just evil, they were efficient. Their methods were systematic, their cruelty calculated. They used their power to orchestrate some of the most horrific events in history. Remember them not to glorify, but to never forget, because knowledge is power. By understanding their actions, we can work to prevent such atrocities from happening again. The lessons of history are vital to safeguarding our future. These rulers' faces are etched into the annals of history, forever linked with the atrocities they committed. Their personal images serve as a stark reminder of the human capacity for cruelty. The horrors they inflicted are captured in these images, a visual testament to the suffering they caused. From mass graves to devastated cities, these pictures tell the story of their brutal legacies. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, subscribe for more.